Flowing directly through Frederick Law Olmsted's famed Emerald Necklace, the 3.5-mile muddy river has long been a cause of concern in many of the neighborhoods it runs through. After the construction of a parking lot nearly 70 years ago forced the river underground, problems began to arise.
They went to the city and said, if you don't give us parking, we're leaving. And they had such a big hunk of the economy at that point in time that...
In 1996, major flooding in the Muddy River took place, submerging the Kenmore T station and putting the subway system out of service for months, and causing more than $60 million in damages. Despite the severity of the flooding, no action was taken until 1999, when the Parks and Recreation Department of Boston, in conjunction with the Boston Water and Sewer Commission and other local organizations, created a plan to bring the river above ground for the first time in decades, adding more outdoor space for residents and improving water flow. The project commenced in October of 2012 with the hopes of lessening flood concerns in the area and improving the environment of the river and its surrounding vicinity.
The rest of the river, especially the lower part from Pagacy Road on down, we have a big problem with Phragmites. I don't know if you... Mites are reeds that grow 18 to 20 feet tall, and they grow on the shore of moving water. And there's stands of them that you cannot even see the river. They'll dip on both sides. So to remove those, you have to physically remove them, and then you have to treat land with Roundup or Rodeo, one of the two. You have to shoot it into the stems of what's growing for years to make sure that it's all dead. I mean, these things are just so invasive.
I spoke with Rachel, a commuting Boston University student, to get an idea of what locals thought of the project.
Yeah, briefly. I heard that pretty much they're taking the rivers from underground and putting them above ground. And I think they're going to be building parks.
What do you think about the project?
I think it should be good. I always think that having green space in Boston is a good thing. Having parks for kids and people to play in is also a positive impact on the environment. So I think that in the end, it should be really beneficial to Boston. Maybe the process will be a little bit tricky, but other than that.
So have you seen or been affected at all by anything that's going on with the project?
Yeah, a couple months ago, the T was pretty backed up because of it. There was some pretty heavy traffic. Since I commute to BU, I usually drive, and there's been a lot more traffic and construction because of it.
Edward Burke has been a part of the project for the past 30 years, so he's no stranger to the area and the extent of the changes underway.
So our plan for this so far is that they're taking the 60-inch pipes, the two 60-inch pipes that are in here out. We're preparing this to become open water, and it's going to have a multi-use path running around both sides of it. It's going to be re-landscaped into a pond, and it's going to have trees around it and so forth. So that's part of the phase one. Now the other part of phase one is improving the traffic circulation here, and then what we have to do is we have to bring the water in to this area here. Now that comes from upriver, from Jamaica Pond. It runs down from several drainages into that. Then when the water gets down here, it goes under the bridge that is going to be rebuilt. Before there was just a culvert that carried the two 60-inch pipes. Now it's going to be rebuilt as it originally was, which is a rubble bridge, and it's going to be historically accurate and so forth. And that's going to cross Brookline Ave. And then you go down to the next piece, which is called the Upper Fence Pond. Upper Fence Pond was planted by Olmsted almost personally. And it's going to be planted with his original planting scheme, then it's going to be fenced off for 3 years, giving it time to get settled in and giving them the time to make sure it's settled in, and then the fence will come down. But that's an amazing part of it, just to get that one piece back. Then from there on, this is the end of phase one. Phase one runs from Upper Fence Pond to the river here. And that's basically what it is the taking the river out of the tubes, putting it back as an open waterway, and restoring Upper Fence Pond to the way it should be.
With Phase 1 well underway, a great deal of improvements are already being set in place. The first phase of the Muddy River Restoration Project is set for completion in 2016 and will transform a poorly routed river system into the clean, environmentally sound waterway it always should have been. For the Fenway Kenmore Herald, this is Taylor Kiss.